Welcome to the Sparky Coach podcast. This platform was built by Sparkies for Sparkies. We simply exist to make business owners more profitable, or businesses more profitable and more predictable. So we want to work with people that work hard because we love working hard too, that work smart because you got to be on top of the business, people that are kind because no one likes a dickhead. Am I right? People who want results because that's what we're here for, right? And people who want to be part of a like-minded community. So if you're interested in hearing more about the platform, please reach out and enjoy the podcast. Sparky Coach Pod. Today we are talking about, was there a song called Just Send It or Send It or something like that? There was.
Possibly.
Let me just quickly look this up. Send It. Yeah, send it. I remember it being, anyway, whatever. We are talking about just land it. You have to land it.
I don't remember.
Now, what are we talking about? I think I might have played it Splendor. Can't remember, whatever. Hooligan Hefts is the band. Just send it. I remember it being like pretty catchy from 2020. But coming into this, just land it. Now, this is kind of like a fictional story compartmentalizing many characters, some of which are me in here. And I want to highlight, so this has come from a member story who this member gets a couple of stories on here, and he'll message me after this and be like, "That's my story," and that's fine. You know, we're not looking to. I'm looking to dramatize this a little bit, make it compile a whole bunch of things into a fictional character. Let's call the fictional character Marcus, right? So Marcus has an incredible rapport with clients, right? Now, I'm combining my situation here. And some of you have an incredible rapport with clients. You'll go there, you'll joke, you'll laugh around, you'll laugh and oh yeah, cool. There'll be good rapport, which is incredibly important to build rapport, I feel. And you know, you got to know yourself and you got to be you. The best way to build rapport is to be yourself, right? And if you're currently a dickhead, you want to change that because it's got that rule, like be
in
yourself.
the nicest possible way.
Yeah, it's like that rule, be yourself unless you're a dickhead, right? Like, so be yourself unless you're a dickhead. You have to know that, okay, sweet, like I need to improve. And you're always got to be getting a little bit better, right? A little bit better at communication, a little bit better at smiling, a little bit better at your numbers, a little bit better, whatever, insert your area here, a little bit better. So some of you will be able to build rapport with a client and you'll fall into what's classified as that's like a best friend. So that if you looked at sort of buyer types or people buying, if you can build rapport and you find someone else who can build rapport well, and most business owners I would suggest can build rapport, and a lot of the good clients can also build rapport. So you can find yourself building a whole lot of rapport but not landing anything. And if you're finding yourself like, oh, I had a great chat, yeah, I think they're going to, if you've ever said, oh yeah, really, I got along really well, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean they're going to give the job to you. The fact that they can build rapport with you, or you could build rapport with a tree, is relevant to the conversation, because it's like, just if they get along with you, they might get along with the next person. If you might be one of those personality types that gets along with everyone. So sometimes things can feel really good on site or on the phone, but you cannot land anything. You're not landing the job. And it's because you fall into a false sense of security, being like, they really like me, we're awesome, and you miss the nails in the coffin, which is getting back to the email, landing the job on site, discussing pricing while you're there. So often with those types, they lure you into this world where it's like, oh, I'll just send that email in a week, in 2 days, in 3 days. Oh, I don't really need to discuss that because we got along so well. And I want to highlight, it's important to get along with people, but you got to be professional and good at your job too. If you're just getting along with a lot of people, sometimes, I want to highlight this too, sometimes it can be a mask. Sometimes Marcus, hypothetical fictional character, can be masking the lack of understanding of their industry or job, the job at hand, and they're making jokes about lots of things because they don't know what to do or they don't know what to do next. You got to land the job. So if this Marcus character goes into a school, right? It's an afternoon. Walks into school and building rapport with receptionists, building a rapport with the maintenance manager, who's the person you actually want to build rapport with at that point, because they're usually the sort of, they control the schedule, trades get on site, like all the kind of stuff.
Gatekeeper.
The maintenance gatekeeper. Normally I don't know if this is a blanket rule. I'd say 7 times out of 10, a hugely inflated ego. Like, I'm running the school, you know? Like
With at least 56 keys on their hip.
Yeah. But like, no,
giant
I don't mean to stab them, but a lot of times they'll talk themselves up like the school cannot run without them. When in fact, that school will run perfectly fine tomorrow without them. They'll find someone else.
Did I tell you I did 3 months of an electrical apprenticeship?
Yeah.
25 years ago.
What's it bet I can throw a football over the mountains? Yeah. But that's interesting. I want to sideways comment here. Your clients will be fine without you tomorrow. Your staff will be fine without you, right? So it's, you can't be so egotistical to think that this place won't. Everyone will be fine without you. That's the reality. So it's like, you've got to keep providing a good product. You're not that good that you're not irreplaceable. So you've got to act. You've got to do everything right in there to be irreplaceable. The goal is in business that if someone left using you or a staff member left your business, like, would they miss you? The goal is that they would miss you, that they would want to go back to you. That's the incredibly important goal to have. But like, you know, no offense, everyone, you're not that good at electrical work that they're going to miss that. Like, there's lots of people that can do the on-site work. There's lots of people that can get along with people. Can you land the job? Now, what's going to give you the best and highest percentage play of landing the job? It's going to be things like, when you're there, land it. So if you go to the school, break some bread, talk to the maintenance manager, you know, maybe you get to see their key ring, a couple of key rings, right, in the most PG way possible, and they show you around the school. Sweet. So now it's like, can you get the test and tagging? Can you get the emergency lighting? You don't want to go through and be like, oh, that's a problem. Oh, you know, if you're consistently rubbishing other people's work, that's not a good place to be in either. Because if you're on a company that's been around long enough or that's large enough, no doubt you would have turned up to a job that you're like, what on earth is that? My staff did that. 100%. Like, no one who's done anything of substance would have done everything perfectly, or staff members done everything perfectly. Some you might
deny.
Yeah. That wasn't us. Like, full shaggy.
That.
Yeah, it wasn't me. But I saw him on the invoice. It wasn't me. Just it wasn't me vibe. Like, I saw you, and you're like, nah, that wasn't me. That was me. So anyway, you got to give yourself the best possible chance of landing the job while you're there. Build a rapport, yes. Can you discuss numbers? Like, what emails get lost in the abyss? So I'm not saying they're not important, they get lost in the abyss. Rapport gets remembered, communication gets remembered, honesty gets remembered. Don't forget, people can pick up on whether they're comfortable or not with you in the first, I think it's like 3 to 5 seconds. This is the importance of consistently working on yourself. If you're consistently bagging other people's work, you might not be someone, no, this guy's actually, that's a difficult personality trait. Like, instead of rubbishing someone else's work, why not instill the confidence in your company? So if you're by yourself, you're preaching, you know, we're excellent, we're thorough, you know. If you've got 12, 15 staff, you're preaching capacity, you know, like that's, you got to look at your skill sets and your strengths. They always want to be honesty, transparency, you know, we turn up on time, we do an excellent job, we're to code. Like, they want to be holistically like that. But yeah, landing the job, I think it's so important to build a rapport. This comes back to getting the quotes out on time or on site, or having the hard discussions when you're looking at someone in the eyes rather than when you're back in front of a computer. If you can have the conversation in person and you're there walking around, have it. If you can be like, and this is where it's important to insert your intellectual property in the situation as well. So we work through we did a lot of schoolwork and walking through schools. Yeah, cool. So, you know, if something's a little bit out of your realm, my theory was the right answer is only 1 to 2 phone calls away. So it's like, I don't know how to do this KNX automation. Yeah, but Tom does, and we work with Tom. So, look, I'm a bit unsure about that. We'll get Tom through. Can we get Tom through here tomorrow, the next day, or whatever? So it's like, don't make anything a problem is a huge thing. And then share your intellectual property. So it was like, a great thing is test and tagging or exit and emergency lights, which everyone says, I don't do test and tagging. Yeah, cool. You probably don't work for schools then. Because if you work for schools, either a company does that directly or you do it on an hourly rate. That's usually what would happen with the school, because you can do the exit and emergency lighting, you can do the thermals, you can do a whole bunch of stuff, you can do a whole bunch of maintenance, and you can do the test and tagging while you're going through and belting through there. I'm not saying that's typical across everywhere, but it's pretty typical across everything. I would encourage everyone, don't just not do stuff. Certain clients are going to demand you to do things, and as long as they're PG, you can do it, right? So so I remember walking through like, or how much per board, or how much per push button, or how much per test and tag. I would just call it out for what it is. I'd be like, look, you know, what we would normally do in this situation, because at a school you can't guarantee you can get access to all areas at all times. So you might be there on a Monday to Friday. That might be when everything is due. But school's on at that point. So it's like, and you might not be able to get it in the weekends because the maintenance manager doesn't want to come in on weekends. Or you might be able to do certain things in school holidays, you might not. So if you can get access everywhere in a dream run, yeah, cool. But when you're dealing with a school that's 4 football fields in length, you're not going to have a clean run, 8 times out of 10. So you want to be like, look, the first couple for us, we did everything on hourly rate. We're like, we'll do it on hourly rate. It's going to be roughly this much, but this could take 5 days or 6 days or 7 days or 10 days. I'm a bit unsure. And because we like to compile it all in, and are the logbooks up to date? So it's just like calling, you're not casting shade, you're calling out truth. I'm not be like, oh, where's the logbook on this, that person didn't do this. They might have a digital logbook that they've emailed. So if you cast shade, make sure it's legit shade, right? Legit shade. But you might just want to cast light. Instead of casting shade, cast light on what you're doing. This is how we want to handle it. This is what a typical situation would be. We're going to go through it like that. How does that sound? Yeah, cool. What are your rates? Oh, do you mind if I just email them over to you this afternoon? No. This is our rates. You need to know everything. You need to know your break evens. You need to know where you can push to, where you can't push to. You need to know how to skin a tradie apprentice team rate. You need to know how to skin a tradie apprentice team rate. You need to know how to skin a tradie apprentice team rate. You need to know I can skin that rate because I'm going to be moving a lot of materials through here. I can skin that rate because I'm going to be doing a lot of quota work over the school holidays. You need to know your numbers back to front, or be on a trajectory or pathway to them back to front. It's not good enough to be ignorant anymore. It's not good enough just to appear good. You have to be good, right? You can't just wear all the right clothes and just think everything's going to be okay. This is what's so interesting about like quote presentation. I can have the best quote presentation ever. I'll probably lose a job to the person with the existing relationship in a t-shirt and shorts that has a text message as a template, right? Because it's about relationships, and relationships are built over time. And once people have someone good, they don't necessarily want to try anyone else. This is why if you can be good to great to excellent and getting better, no one's going to want to leave your company, staff or clients. That's the goal. Thoughts? Just land it.
Yeah, interesting. Think it's like just putting your best foot forward on every occasion. It's like, if I have this one shot, one opportunity, Eminem style, how do I go about it to be the best that I can be? And what I mean by that is if I couldn't get back in front of this person ever again, what do I have to do to give it my best opportunity? And that's not to like say you need to go in with like these hard sales tactics or anything like that. But I think you need to have a look at it in the sense of, righto, what do I need to do to put my best foot forward to show my expertise, skill set, and professionalism to this person? There's an element of, you are trying to win them over to a point. I get that. But I think I don't really personally like to look at it like I need to win this. I think it's more for me as like I'm demonstrating what we're capable of doing and how we would go about it, and instilling confidence in the person of like, hey, we've got this many people who in our staff sense. So like we got capacity because we've got X amount of people. So we'd probably throw 4 people at this job. Probably going to take about this amount of time here. Any issues you got, you can communicate with Dicko. He's our operations manager. So he deals with the day-to-day running of everything. So he'll be available at all times in that particular sense. So you're building a rapport and a confidence with them. Now, different size businesses are going to have different elements of what you're building and communicating with that particular person. However, I think it's really important to be like, hey, if I never got another shot at this, did I give it my, sorry, if I never got another shot at this, and you reflected on it, did you have a proper crack at it? Or did you sort of go in like having a coffee date with someone of just sort of talking about a heap of stuff, but not really talking about nothing, not really talking about anything at all. So you got to look at every opportunity as in like, hey, what do I have to do here to put my best foot forward so that we have maximized our chance here to be like bang. And I think what it also does, and I'm no expert in sales, like I'm not going to sit here and pretend I am the sales lord or anything like that, but you got to look at it as also your time, and time is valuable. Opportunities are priceless as well. So have I given this everything to be like, hey, have we been able to convert this as such? Have we been able to kick the field goal Ben Hunt style over the Canberra Raiders in the 93rd minute yesterday? You know, have you given it everything that you can? Because you may never get that opportunity again. Like that introduction may have gone, they may go with someone else or something like that. And so if you say you're going to do something, do it. Like, and if you need to spend an extra half an hour on site, or you need to gather some more information, communicate it to them. Just let them know, oh, hey, look, I'm just going to need 2 days to get all this information together. I've spoken with person A, B, C, D, E. A and B, they'll have it to me to Savo. C and D, they told me they won't get it to me for a couple of days. So as soon as I get that, I'll let you know. But just being transparent with them and then giving them updates around it, you'd be surprised what your opportunity, I guess, cost comes to. Plus also too, I would also say that in my experiences, opportunity knocks at the strangest times. And if you don't seize that opportunity on that particular instance, I'm going to say you probably might rue the day, because if it's a consistent like fumbling of the ball, aka the Roosters against the Sharks on Saturday night style, set on set in the second half, you may become ingrained in like a consistent sort of way of doing things. And when your dream ideal client comes along, you're not prepared. You haven't got the way you do it, the systems or a process or a document in place, because you've been pretty cruisy in the past, where you can jump on and be like, yeah, hey, we've got capability in this, and you've got a checklist almost of like asking the right questions, so to speak. Hey, what's your budget? When do you need it done? When's the start? Who's on site now? Why do you need this? And there's nothing wrong with asking the questions and being to a point blunt in a way of like, hey, we need this information, otherwise we can't move forward. And what it will do, it will highlight how, I guess, how the client is presenting. It's like, oh, hey, we need, because we've been let down before. The budget we had previously was X amount of dollars. Well, how come when do you need it done? In 3 weeks. Well, how come you're calling me now? Oh, because the other people, we just lost faith in them. Like, they're doing a job still on site here that was meant to be finished 8 weeks ago, and they're still here. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So you build, so getting the job completed on time is important to you. Yeah. Why don't you think it's being completed on time? They haven't allocated enough resources to it. It's as simple as that. They've got no management in place. So they're literally verbally, just there to you, telling you all the things that are important to them, getting it done on time, capability, size, management, all those sorts of bits and pieces. So you want to get prepared when the big opportunity knocks and land it bang straight away.
Yeah, and what gives you that best shot of landing it? It's just got to be, it's like the quoting on site versus leaving back to the office and getting the quote out in 3 days. It's literally, it's as much as doing whatever you can when you're there and then doing what you said you're going to do, alternative to that. So you need some more information, but it's like people just want to work with good people. The best clients have the littlest time for being annoying people. If you've got a relationship, you can push that a little bit, but you don't want to push. You don't have to push it. If you don't want to, if you don't have to cash in your chips, you don't want to. But I love what you said about time. So I think too often people doing all the right things, just not executing. that's not good enough. And I also, like, you just by that last email, that final roll of dice, whatever. And the other flip side is you're spending too much time in and around the wrong clients, chasing and hustling all this kind of work, and building all this rapport, and it's just like that client was never going to use you. This is $1 million job, you have 2 staff. This is a 200 grand job, and you've done anything like this before. Like, so you got to sort of swim in your pond, play in your pool. You got to know when you're playing in the kids' pool, not the Olympic pool. Like, that's cool. There's nothing, you don't have to, if you can't swim 200 meters, start with 25. There's no blemish on that. You don't have to swim 400 meters because Kieran Perkins did. You just have to, you don't have to do a 200 grand job because you saw on Instagram the other person's doing it. You don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with doing. The more people like stay in their lane, stay in their comfort zone, and just incrementally grow 10% every single year, that's fantastic. You got to be comfortable in your own skin. But yeah, if you can land it. My final wrap up is exactly that.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Take the opportunity, seize the day, as they used to say back in the Roman Empire days. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to roll with it.
Carpe diem. Your best tradie Jimmy has carpe diem, whatever it is, tattooed on his chest, right? And his lower back. What a time to be alive. All right.
Enjoy. Have a good day. Take care.
See you, bye. That's a wrap on another podcast. Whatever you're doing, don't be too busy to stop and check if you're making money. And above all else, you know the rules. Be kind. See you soon.